2nd, 2021 to order. Roll call, please.
Alderman Catalano.
Here.
Alderman Currielli.
Here.
Alderman Jacob.
Here.
Alderman Messina.
Here.
Alderman Sorrentino.
Here.
Alderman Sismarski.
Here.
Alderman Woods.
Here.
Alderman Ames. Here. And Mayor Police.
Here, I declare a quorum present. Please stand and join the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, first I need a motion to approve November 18, 2021 regular city council minutes.
So moved.
Second.
Any comments, questions, corrections? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That passes. I have no communications today. No. Do any citizens wish to be heard on matters not listed on the agenda? Okay. Nothing under mayor's report today. Mr. Murmas, go ahead.
One item this evening, it's rather lengthy, I could not memorize it, so I'm just going to read from the script here. For those of you that don't know, Canadian Pacific Railway with Kansas City Southern Railway are proposing a merge which will impact Wooddale and all the other communities on the Milwaukee District West, line, which is obviously the line we are on. After a thorough review of the proposed merger and the projected impacts that this merger will have on our community, it is evident that the burdens placed on our residents, commuters, and public safety response times will likely outweigh the benefits cited by these two companies in their merger. The documents supporting this merger show that Wooddale would see an increase in freight trains of over 50% per day, increasing from an average of around 16 trains per day to 24 trains per day, at an average signal closure of 6 minutes per 8,500 foot-long train, going roughly 40 miles per hour. This would result in another roughly 48 minutes of road closures that separate our town essentially in half, slowing or significantly delaying response to emergency situations. As we speak, the STB, Surface Transportation Board, which is an independent federal agency that is charged with the economic regulation of various modes of surface transportation, primarily freight rail, is in the process of preparing their EIS, the Environmental Impact Statement, to assess potential impacts on the environment, including impacts related to safety, transportation, land use, air quality, noise, biological resources, water resources, cultural and historic resources, and environmental justice. We would encourage Wooddale residents to join the city's opposition by going to our website, wooddale.com, which will link right off the homepage to this project website. The public comment period is now open, and it is open, this initial public comment phase is open until December 17th. There will be additional public comment periods forthcoming as well as virtual meetings being hosted by these groups, which anyone can attend as long as they pre-register on the website. Wooddale is also working with our neighbors and legislators to oppose this merger. That concludes my report.
Thank you. And hopefully we get more than we get for the airport noise, more than 30.
Mayor,
Yes, Alderman.
we have Jeff also, or staff also put down there to ask them, you know, that projected time for that 6 minutes is, most of the time they're slowing down and go in the Bensonville yard. They're not doing 40 miles an hour. Not only that, how is that going to impact our metro line? If you're adding 8 to 9 more trains, metro's going to get interfered.
Go ahead.
I don't think the details are out yet as far as, or they're not giving us details on when these additional trains would be rolling through the city. Obviously, there'll be an additional increase in hazardous materials as well. So we are definitely opposed. We've already talked to the fire districts, not only in Wooddale, but in other communities. So there'll be a big push for opposition. I'm not sure where that's going to go, but we need to make sure to obviously voice our concerns. We drafted a letter from the city. It'll be in your manager's report packet tomorrow, and then we'll send that out to the board.
Thanks.
And you also reached out to all the other taxing bodies, correct?
Correct. They are all informed and know all about this. I recommended that they had their boards oppose as well.
All right, next, consent agenda, nothing this evening. Committee chairman reports, planning, zoning, and building, Alderman Woods.
No report, Mayor.
Thank you. Public health and safety, Alderman Sismarski.
No report, Mayor.
Thank you. Public works, Alderman Messina.
One report, Mayor.
Go ahead.
An ordinance declaring property owned by the city of Wooddale surplus for the for the purpose of some. That is my motion.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions, comments, corrections? Roll call.
Alderman Catalano.
Yes.
Alderman Currielli.
Yes.
Alderman Jacob.
Yes.
Alderman Messina.
Yes.
Alderman Sorrentino.
Yes.
Alderman Sismarski.
Yes.
Alderman Woods.
Yes.
Alderman Ames.
Yes.
And that passes. That concludes your report?
Yes, that concludes my report, Mayor.
Thank you. Finance and Administration, Alderman Catalano.
Yes, after, Mayor. An ordinance authorizing a study of a feasibility of the establishing a tax increment allocation finance to improve deteriorating physical condition and stimulate the new economic development within the purpose of redevelopment the project area. That is my motion.
Second. Okay, we have a motion and a
Proposed.
second. Any questions on this? Alderman Woods,
Proposed.
Yeah, who's doing this study?
who wants to answer this? Is this Friedman?
SB Friedman does all our work.
And so they.
Go ahead, follow up.
Follow up, yeah. Do we put this out for bid? Have we had other, I mean, SB Friedman's been doing their stuff. Do we look at other companies?
Mr. Wilson?
Or options out there?
Go ahead, Mr. Wilson.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. As of late, we have not. SB Friedman's been doing the TIF work and other financial analysis work for us well, since we did the first TIF back, was that in like 2012, 2013? So we've just been using them since they're familiar with the areas, already familiar with the city, and we're familiar with them. So recently, we have not. It's a professional service, so sure, Mr. Bond would say that we're in the clear with not going out, aside from just a perception standpoint, but from a legal standpoint, we're okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions? Roll call.
Alderman Catalano.
Yes.
Alderman Currielli.
Yes.
Alderman Jacob.
Yes.
Alderman Messina.
Yes.
Alderman Sorrentino.
Yes.
Alderman Sismarski.
Yes.
Alderman Woods.
Yes.
Alderman Ames.
Yes.
Okay, that passes.
Next is an ordinance authorizing the levy of collection of taxes for the corporate municipal purpose of the city of Wooddale, DuPage County, Illinois, for the fiscal year commencing May 1st of 2021 and ending April 30th, 2022. That is my motion.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions on this? Roll call.
Alderman Catalano.
Yes.
Alderman Currielli.
Yes.
Alderman Jacob.
Yes.
Alderman Messina.
Yes.
Alderman Sorrentino.
Yes.
Alderman Sismarski.
Yes.
Alderman Woods.
Yes.
Alderman Ames.
Yes.
That passes.
And last is an ordinance abating taxes heretofore levied for the year 2021 to pay debt service on $9,250,000 general obligation bonds, an alternate revenue source, Series 2020, for $6,290,000 general obligation refunded bonds, an alternate revenue source, Series 2020B, and $14,315,000 obligation bonds, an alternate revenue source, Series 2021 of the City of Wooddale, DuPage County, Illinois. That is my motion.
Do I have a second? Okay, Alderman Catalano, go
Yeah, can we
ahead.
have a brief explanation on that so the residents out there can understand this?
Go ahead, Mr. Wilson.
All right, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Sure, so these three sets of bonds, which are for the first part of the stormwater project, the refunding was for the first phase of the treatment plant project from 2012, and then the large series is the one that was just issued for the public works facility and land acquisition. They are general obligation bonds alternate revenue source, meaning that we're intending to pay them back with an alternate revenue source aside from the GO pledge. So if they were to go the GO pledge route, that would mean that the amounts for these bonds would be placed on everyone's tax bills for the year. And in the packet had the amounts that would be.
And we don't want that, correct, Brad?
Oh, that's correct. Has the amounts that would be spread out over the entire city. So as the mayor aptly put, we don't want that. That was never the intention for how we were going to pay for these bonds. We have to then abate that portion of the tax levy so that those amounts do not show up on the property tax bills. So the good news is we're stable. We're able to pay them the way we thought we would. The bad news, if you will, is we now have to pass this for the next at least 20 years. But like I said, it's the method to not have it go on the tax bill, which was not what the intention was when they were issued. So this is a good thing for the residents that we're passing this ordinance.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Roll call.
Alderman Catalano.
Yes.
Alderman Currielli.
Yes.
Alderman Jacob.
Yes.
Alderman Messina.
Yes.
Alderman Sorrentino.
Yes.
Alderman Sismarski.
Yes.
Alderman Woods.
Yes.
Alderman Ames.
Yes.
And that passes. Thank you. Under other business, we have nothing this evening. Approval list of bills
Yes.
for December 2nd. Alderman Catalano.
Yes, I'd entertain a motion to approve of a list of bills for the December 2nd, 2021, for $1,451,742.66. That is my motion.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Alderman Sismarski. Any questions on this? Roll call.
Alderman Catalano.
Yes.
Alderman Currielli.
Yes.
Alderman Jacob.
Yes.
Alderman Messina.
Yes.
Alderman Sorrentino.
Yes.
Alderman Sismarski.
Yes.
Alderman Woods.
Yes.
Alderman Ames.
Yes.
Okay, and that passes. We do need executive session for a review of official minutes and personnel. I need a motion to adjourn into
I'll make the
executive session.
motion.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay.